August is here, and now that we are in the second half of summer, it's time to plan for an abundant fall garden. Today I'm sharing 10 garden tips, tasks, and reminders to help keep your garden productive and set it up for success in the cooler months ahead. If you're new here, hello and welcome. My name is Jara and this is Teddy. I've been gardening all of my life and I'm a professional seed and plant nursery. I love to share my knowledge and teach others how to garden and grow food, so you've come to the right place if you want to improve your gardening skills. Garden task number 1 is to prune and fertilize your mango trees. Mangoes flower and produce on new growth, so you want to prune your trees once you're done harvesting everything. There are hundreds of mango varieties and most of them produce a harvest during the summer months, so that is why I'm putting this reminder out there right now. However, if you have a variety that produces at a different time of year, like in the fall or spring, do not prune them right now. Prune when you're done harvesting all of the fruit. Start by pruning out any old, dead, or diseased branches, then prune out any branches that are crossing over or hitting each other. Focus on opening the canopy in the center for better airflow around the main trunk and center stems. Then lightly prune the tips of each branch. Mango trees are terminal bloomers. What that means is that they flower and therefore produce fruit on the branch tips. When you cut a branch tip, it encourages more lateral branch growth. So one branch tip, when pruned, will grow into 2 or 3 or more new branches. You want your mango trees to have a bushy shape, not a tall tree shape. After pruning, fertilize with a mango formulated fertilizer to support the new growth. It is very important to use a fertilizer specific for mangoes because they are lower in nitrogen and higher in phosphorus, potassium, and some other trace minerals that mango trees really need to thrive. If you give them too much nitrogen, it will encourage lots of new growth that is spindly or weak, which will easily break under the weight of the fruit. Mango trees also really benefit from some trace nutrients like manganese, zinc, and boron, which helps prevent fruit dropping and strengthens the tree against cold fronts. Now that we are in the later half of summer, it is time to start season doors for fall crops that take a little bit longer to grow to transplant size. Think broccoli, cabbage, cauliflower, and Brussels sprouts. These are heading brassicas that can take 2 to 3 months just to get to transplant size. Things in the allium family like onions and leeks also take a long time to size up. Start these crops from seed now so they are ready for planting when temperatures cool down in fall. If you plan on growing garlic this upcoming fall and winter season, then you should order your seed garlic right now in August. If you live in a cold climate, as in areas that get snow and hard freezes, you'll be planting your seed garlic about 6 to 8 weeks before your first winter frost date. If you're in a hot climate like me with very mild winters, go ahead and order now so you have plenty of time to vernalize the seed garlic before planting. Garlic needs to be exposed to a period of cold to trigger the bulbing process. Many hot climate gardeners simply do not get enough cold for this process to happen naturally when planted outside. Therefore, we must vernalize the seed garlic by putting it in the fridge for 8 to 12 weeks. This tricks it into thinking it went through a cold period, so it will bulb up properly in spring. I order my seed garlic in August and immediately put it in the fridge once it has arrived. I plant my seed garlic in November and December. I usually harvest sometime in April or May. The summer fruit harvests are probably stacking up in August, and you're probably trying to find ways to preserve it all. One fun way to preserve basically any fruit with a high sugar content is by turning it into wine. If you have an abundance of summer fruit like grapes, pineapples, berries, and even watermelon, you can try your hand at making homemade fruit wine. I harvested 27 pounds of muscadine grapes off from just 2 plants and it yielded like 28 bottles of wine. I'm in process of editing a video showing how I made it, so more to come. But for now, I do have a blog post on my website with all of the steps and directions on how to make it, so I'll just link that below in the description. I had a lot of fun making wine. It's a huge science experiment, makes for awesome gifts, and it is easier to make than you think. With the fall garden season right around the corner, August is a great time to start cleaning up the garden. Pull out any weeds, remove damaged or old plant matter, remove spent crops, lay down new mulch, and prepare the growing space so it is ready by the time you start planting your fall garden. Fall is one of the best growing seasons because the disease and pest pressure is significantly lower compared to other times of the year. Speaking of preparing the garden for fall, August is the last chance to terminate your summer cover crops and till the plant matter into the soil. You want to do this before the cover crop starts to flower and produce seed. This summer I planted a ton of sun hemp because not only does it grow a massive amount of biomass to incorporate into my soil, but it also has nematocidal properties, as in it kills various types of bad nematodes like root knot nematodes. So I chopped it into tiny bits with a weed whacker, and then I tilled it into the soil with a gas-powered tiller. I repeated the same thing in my raised garden beds. Now the stuff has a few weeks to break down and decompose just in time for fall planting. August is the perfect month to build out any new garden beds or trellises for your fall garden. Whether you're dreaming of expanding your growing space or just trying to make better use of the space you already have, now is the time to get those projects done before your your seedlings are ready to transplant. Building new garden beds now gives your soil time to settle, your compost time to break down, and time to adjust your layout before planting. There are so many materials you can use to build a garden bed. The majority of my raised beds were built with pressure-treated wood or concrete blocks. Very easy for me to build by myself. You can always repurpose or recycle materials. Grow bags are great because they can be squeezed into small, unused spaces where you might not be able to build a raised bed. To save money on soil, I like to fill the bottom of my raised beds with whatever plant matter or pruned leaves and sticks that I can find around my garden. Then I fill the bed with the cheapest compost I can find. For larger projects, it might be cheaper to order a delivery of garden soil by the cubic yard instead of buying individual bags of soil. And don't forget about vertical growing. If you're tight on space or want to maximize yield, build a trellis system now for crops like peas, pole beans, cucumbers, or even small pumpkins. I like to use T-posts and heavy-duty mesh vinyl trellis or a cattle panel to build strong, reliable structures that can support big harvests. A vertical setup not only saves space, but also improves air circulation and keeps your produce clean and easy to harvest. If there's a spot in your yard you've been eyeing for expansion or a new setup you've been meaning to try, August is your go time. Knock out those garden builds now so that when your seedlings are ready, all you'll need to do is plant, water, and grow. August is when I start transplanting my tomatoes that I started from seed indoors in July. It is very important to fertilize your seedlings with a gentle liquid fertilizer so they size up faster. I personally really like Fox Farms Grow Big. The tomato seedlings are ready to transplant if the root system keeps all of the soil together when you try to pop it out of its container. Usually my seedlings are ready to be transplanted at the very end of August, so I have to make sure that I have the area where they will be planted ready to go. I can't tell you how many times I was late on planting my tomatoes because I didn't have the garden ready. And I'll put a link to my tutorial in the description on how I transplant my tomatoes to get maximum production out of every single plant. By August, it's completely normal to see some of your summer crops looking tired, worn out, or even a little crispy around the edges. The intense heat, long growing days, and possible pest pressure can take a toll on plants like squash, cucumbers, or bush beans. Now is a great time to walk through your garden and remove anything that's diseased, dried out, or no longer producing well. Clearing out these spent plants not only frees up valuable space for your fall crops, but it also reduces hiding spots for pests and prevents lingering diseases from spreading to your healthy plants. Don't be afraid to cut things back or pull them out entirely. Sometimes a clean slate is the best thing you can give your garden. Plus, this gives you an opportunity to amend your soil and replant with crops that are better suited for the cooler, shorter days ahead. If you still have 3 to 4 months before your first expected winter frost, you've got one last window to squeeze in another round of warm season crops, and it's totally worth it. Fast-growing favorites like bush beans, zucchini, cucumbers, and even okra can still produce a solid harvest before temperatures start to dip. The key is to check the days to maturity on the seed packet and choose varieties that are quick to grow, ideally under 60 days. This gives your plants enough time to grow, flower, and set fruit before cooler nights slow things down. Be sure to start with healthy, well-prepped soil and water consistently to help these crops get off to a strong start in the late summer heat. With a little planning and care, you can enjoy one more burst of fresh produce before shifting fully into cool season gardening. And that's it for today, my garden friends. I hope these August garden tips, tasks, and reminders help you feel inspired and start preparing for the upcoming fall season. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with a fellow gardener. And tell me in the comments, what are some garden tasks you're doing this month? I'd love to hear about what's going on in your garden. Thank you for watching and happy gardening.